Hello everyone, I hope everyone's doing well today. Today I want to talk about something that's very personal to me. How I stay productive and focused despite my ADHD. If you have ADHD, you know how hard it can be to avoid distractions, stay on track, and get things done. I struggled with this my entire life, but over time I've developed strategies that help me stay focused and locked in, just like a neurotypical. I want to share what personally worked for me, such as habits like meditation, exercising, and journaling my thoughts. Keep in mind though, ADHD is on a spectrum and everyone experiences it differently. Some of these habits that I'm talking about might actually help you, but if you still take medications, that's okay. There's no shame in that. I take medications as well in a manner that works for me. At the end of the day, this is personal to you and individualized to you, so tailor it to you. So without further ado, let's get started. So the very first lifestyle change that I've made that helped my symptoms is meditation. This is my daily reset button. One of the biggest game changers for me has been meditation. I meditate about 2 times a day. And this doesn't mean that I'm gonna sit and meditate for several hours in silence. This just means I'm going to meditate about 5 to 10 minutes a day. My ADHD brain tends to jump from thought to thought at all times. Meditation helps me slow down and notice those thoughts without getting carried away on them. It also increases my self-awareness. So when I notice myself being restless or impulsive, I can catch myself before actually acting on it. So if you are struggling to focus, start small by meditating. You can use guided meditation sessions on YouTube, which I'll drop mine in the description below, or you can just focus on your breath a couple minutes a day. Trust me, this is one of the best ways you can get conscious of your actions in the moment. You truly see real-time changes after the session is done. And there's a lot of research on it, which I showed you through the B-rolls I've been implementing in this video. So along with the lifestyle change of meditation, the second one that I did was I changed my diet into a low sugar and a high protein diet. Diet plays a huge role in managing my ADHD symptoms. As much as I don't want to believe it, because I love sugary foods, they really impact my energy levels and my focus as well. When I eat fatty and sugary foods, I usually feel really low of energy and I feel like I can't concentrate because of that. So stick to a diet low in sugar and high in protein. It keeps my energy levels at a stable level, which helps my brain function better. I'm not perfect with my diet, but when I actually eat clean, I do see the real-time changes, unfortunately. So in order to actually stick to a good, healthy, nutritious diet, I started meal prepping 3 times a week, so it includes a high variety of foods. And then I just leave the boxes in the fridge, so then when I'm leaving the house, I can just grab one and go to work or go out. So if you have ADHD and you're having trouble managing those symptoms, look at your diet. So along with diet, the third lifestyle change that I implemented is exercise, especially running. Exercise is another key part of my routine now. For me personally, running has been the best form of exercise for my ADHD symptoms. It completely clears my mind and gives me a sense of accomplishment, especially when I get that runner's high at about 3 kilometers. All I think about is the moment and nothing else. When I run, I feel so in the present that I don't dwell on other negative thoughts or any thoughts at all. And the best part is when you're running, you can't even use your phone. But it doesn't have to be running. Any form of exercise that works for you, do it, because that helps the symptoms. Because guess what exercise does? It releases endorphins, which actually improves your mood and also your ADHD symptoms by decreasing restlessness and impulsivity. So for you, it doesn't have to be running. You can just go work out, play some sports, or whatever it is, but move your body. Now let's talk about a fourth lifestyle change that I implemented, which is journaling, organizing my thoughts. Journaling has been a powerful tool for managing my ADHD symptoms. When my thoughts are very chaotic and they're all over the place, I sit down and just write them. Once I get my thoughts onto paper, it's so much easier to organize them and they actually seem manageable. So I use my journal to plan my day, reflect on my progress, and even process my emotions and organize my thoughts. It's a way to just slow down and bring some order to the chaos in your mind. If you are struggling to just sit down and journal, just try to do some gratitude journaling, where you literally just talk about one thing you're grateful for daily. And I promise you, slowly but surely, you'll start to journal more often. So along with journaling, the fifth lifestyle change that I've implemented is having some time blocking system and also a routine/schedule. Time blocking has been a game changer for myself. My ADHD brain thrives on structure, and a routine gives me that structure. I get it. I know you want to wing your day, and I did too all the time. But trust me, you increase the probability of being late to meetings, missing your meals, and making impulsive decisions if you do so. So instead, build a routine and stick to a schedule. Here's how I usually break down my day. So on my days off, what I'll do is I'll break down the day into chunks. So the first night, let's say I get up at 9 a.m. So 9 to 10 will be my morning routine, which includes breakfast, brushing my teeth, and just meditating and getting ready. And then from 10 to about 12, I will just go work out. And then from 12 to 3, I'll probably take care of the most difficult tasks that I have for the day. And then after that, about 3 to 5, I'll just run any small errands I have to do, such as grab some grocery, do some cooking, or anything of that sort. 5 to 9 is my favorite time because I dedicate this time to sports, spending time with family, going out, and even watching Netflix. Also, what I do here is I organize for the next day so that my mind is relaxed and not cluttered. So what I mean by that is I usually just set out my clothes so I don't have to make the decision of what to wear the next day. And I basically set up everything that I need to in order to be successful with the schedule I have tomorrow. What I noticed is the less decisions I make, the better it is for me because I always get paralyzed when there's too many decisions. So when I have a schedule to follow, I don't rely on motivation. I just follow the plan. It reduces decision fatigue for me. I don't have to decide what to do next because it's already on the schedule. I get it. Sometimes you want to change the schedule that you have for a day, and that's okay. You can adapt and just change it into something that's more feasible for you. It's not about being perfect with the schedule. It's about progressing into using a schedule regularly so that your life is more structured. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to progress. And the way you can do that is by being consistent. So along with the game-changing idea of having a proper routine and a schedule, the sixth thing I do is I use social media intentionally. Social media can be a distraction for anyone, but someone with ADHD, trust me, it's a very big distraction. So because of that, I've learned to be very intentional with my social media use. I don't open my phone unless I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. So in order to become very intentional with my phone usage, I started asking myself 2 questions every time before I use my phone. The very first one, why am I going to use my phone? And the second one, where do I have to go in my phone to accomplish that first thing that I was asking myself? So for instance, let's say I have to post something on Instagram. So that's the why, and then where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go straight to Instagram, just click on it, post, and that's it. Then I'm done. With that being said though, this is the process and I constantly fail all the time, especially when my friends and family send me some of the funniest memes ever. Then what I'll do is I'll just keep scrolling after that mindlessly for about 20 minutes. However, I don't beat myself up over this and I don't feel guilty. What I do is I keep doing the conscious behaviors that I have, and over time I know I'll get better at handling this. However, if you still find yourself being stuck in social media for hours in a day, set those boundaries. So what I mean by that is when I first started my YouTube channel, I would constantly scroll through YouTube and different apps just to see how I can increase my views, how I can retain more individuals, and how I can actually improve my YouTube content. And that would waste a lot of hours of my time. And it wasn't even productive time either. So that's when I decided to do something very extreme. I actually deleted all my social media apps from my phone and only used them on my laptop. Because guess what? If you're standing at coffee at Tim Hortons or McDonald's or wherever you are, you won't be taking out your laptop to look at your social media. Because our phone is unfortunately an extension of ourselves in our pocket and it's very easily accessible. But your laptop, you're not gonna open it up in the middle of a line. You would just look ridiculous. And it's too much effort. So create those barriers for yourself so you don't have easy access to social media if it's a problem for you. Also, I bet you already do this, but if you don't, please, please, please turn off your social media notifications because those things are endless distraction. And if you don't want to delete any of those apps, that's fine. What you can do is even time block during the day when you're gonna use your social media and reply to your friends and family. Alright, so along with using social media more intentionally, the 7th thing that helps me succeed and manage my ADHD symptoms is a supportive partner and a supportive family. They understand my ADHD symptoms and call me out when I'm being unproductive or getting into my unproductive habits that I used to have, but in a kind way. Having people in your life that hold you accountable without being too harsh or judgmental is incredibly useful. They remind me of my goals and keep me on track in a loving way. Trust me, I put them through a lot. Talking non-stop without listening, or interrupting them when they're talking, or canceling our plans last minute, or forgetting our plans, or coming late to our hangouts. And the list goes on and on. But I made up for it. So, these are the strategies I use to stay focused like a neurotypical despite my ADHD. Meditation, journaling, exercising, time blocking, being conscious with my social media use, having a supportive family, all these help me manage my ADHD symptoms. Remember, everyone with ADHD or ADD experience it very differently. Some people may need medication daily, and that's okay as well. There's no shame in that. The key is to find what works for you and stick with it. When I first got diagnosed with ADHD as well, I started using medication. And the medication completely changed my mind because it made my thoughts really clear, and I actually cried the first day I took the medications as well. And guess what this allowed me to do? The medication I used were a tool for me to actually make the habits that I needed to make in order to live the lifestyle I wanted to live. So I destroyed very bad habits that I had and made some very positive ones as well, just like journaling, meditating, exercising, all those good things, and even dieting. And then I was able to actually get away from the medication too. So this worked for me really well. However, I still use medication, but only on days that I have not slept well or I have a really long day where I know I'm going to be super overwhelmed and not have time for exercising or other things that I would like to do. If you're wondering what medication actually worked for me, the one that really worked for me was Adderall, 10 milligrams. I've tried Vyvanse for weeks, it didn't work. I tried Concerta as well for weeks, it didn't work. Like they initially worked, but later on, the side effects were just not great for me. I would be irritable, moody, and all of that good stuff. But Adderall worked for me. ADHD usually gets a bad rap, and that's all right. But in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the benefits of ADHD and how I use my high energy levels to do things that are productive. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe it, and also share it with other individuals that might be struggling with managing their ADHD symptoms. And if you have ADHD, please tell me in the comments below what works for you the best, because we're a community and I want everyone to grow together. And some things that work for you might not work for me, but it might work for the third person. So let's continue sharing these positive notes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Let's continue to grow together.